Greetings, star beings, it's Luna. Welcome back to the Dreamstar Saturnus aircraft, where we explore ancient mysteries and mystical truths to assist you on your earthly voyage. So I'm coming today with another pick a card tarot reading, and I'm just going to burn a little bit of frankincense and different herbs to help clear the energy here, clearing the space. And I've pre-shuffled 3 decks here, and the concept today is, so we're going to be exploring how others perceive me. So this concept of self-image has been prominent and kind of on my mind lately, about how about the way that we treat ourselves is an indication that lets others know how to treat us. And so I think it's important to have some awareness around how we wish to be understood and show up in the world versus how people actually perceive us. And so I'm going to be delving into all aspects, both good and bad, and we'll just see what messages come through here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you the different decks here. We have pile number 1 here with the selenite crystal. Rainbow selenite crystal. We have pile number 2 with the lapis lazuli sphere. And lastly, pile number 3 with the amazonite crystal. So now is a good time to pause the video and close your eyes. Go ahead and let's inhale, lifting up the shoulders, and exhaling, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears, settling into our bodies and tuning in to what pile feels most resonating for you. I do suggest going with the pile that draws, your first sense of intuition, and going with the gut feeling rather than your eyes. So if you need to pause the video, do so now to tune into what pile really resonates. And this is pile 1, 2, and 3, and we'll get started with pile number 1 here with this selenite crystal. So pile number 1, let's see what messages come through for you. So pile number 1, we have the King of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and an extra card wanted to come out for you, which was the Two of Wands. So, let me tune into the energies here. So I do see strong water energy here. You could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I see here that you are very much a team player. One thing real quick, while I was meditating on your pile, some messages came through, and pile number 1, I got that you are motivated or motivational, that you are opinionated and very strong-willed. And right here I see also that you're a team player, and you like to work together with others. You get along well with others. You could be very popular. And I see that others see you as someone who reciprocates value into their life. So I see that others see you as really giving as much as you take and being very thoughtful and considerate. And I do see that you have a bit of some fiery energy about you, where you're kind of like a visionary, I see. It's like you have this vision about you have lots of ideas, I see here. And you could be someone who's very creative and intuitive, and I see that others see that you exude this sense of love, and you help to fill the cups of those around you. And I feel like it's because you're very good at nurturing yourself and filling your own cup and sharing that with others. And it's very much this energy of sharing and being very caring. And I do see very strong intuition with all this cups energy, as well as the High Priestess. And this is someone who is very tapped into their soul and their spirituality and that deeper place within themselves that helps them come up with new ideas and visions for their life in the future and maybe the planet at large. And you could also have a long-term relationship, as I see the Two of Cups here, as well as the King of Cups. So others see you as a very loving and lovable person, someone who's very stable and emotionally available, and emotionally, it's like, I feel that you awaken some sort of emotions with others. Like you're very charismatic, and you could be very romantic as well. And certainly I see someone who's very romantic. Could be hopeful, what do they call that? A hopeless romantic type? You really win the hearts of those around you, it looks like. And yeah. And it seems like you use your emotions to guide you toward where you're headed. So I'd like to clarify a few of these. Let's see why this Two of Wands is here. This person who really is passionate and is very thoughtful about his vision and his long-term plan, and is, thinks things through and sets his sights on where he wants to go next. We have the Five of Air. So the Five of Air, the Five of Swords, is about, it's about conflict, it's about inner conflict. So this is about inner conflict and anxieties in terms of your broader vision and the blueprint for your life. So you could be a little bit on the anxious side, especially with the High Priestess as well. Just someone who kind of maybe likes to keep to themselves a little bit, especially because I'm getting very strong empath energy from you, this pile, because of these cups and the High Priestess, and this inner conflict could have to do with picking up, being very sensitive to energies, and picking up on energies very easily. I'm getting here that it's important for you to imagine a protective bubble or sphere of light around you, or geometry around you, to protect your energy, because I do see you being very successful and possibly in the public eye, and that could cause people to, that could draw a lot of attention to you, and you just want to make sure that you're keeping your energy safe. And so that's what I see here. Let's find out why this King of Cups is here. So this is someone who's a master of their emotions. They accept all emotions and use their emotions to learn more about who they are. And it's, I'm seeing a crab here, so you could have Cancer in your chart. And this Neptunian energy, someone who's creative, inspired, very dreamy. And with the King of Cups, we have the Judgment card. So I feel like this pile, people view you as a truth bringer and someone who harbors a higher message of hope and inspiration. You could certainly be an artist. I'm getting strong artist energy with this group. And with this Judgment card, when I was meditating on your pile, I got this sense of that you're very motivated, or you motivate others, and I feel like you inspire others and motivate them to awaken to their higher nature. So that's what I'm seeing for you with this King of Cups pile 1, and I would like to find out why this Ace of Cups is here, this new inspiration and this sense that you fill your cup and it's almost like tending to yourself, like as if you're a plant, like watering yourself every day. And I see that you have a solid routine in terms of your spirituality and in terms of staying inspired and keeping that spark and light of your soul alive. I see that others see you as someone who has a fulfilled and inspired life, someone who is just, in the middle of your spread we have this guy here going like this with these pentacles, and it's about having this balance, this equal balance of energy, time, and resources, and he's just kind of like welcoming all of life. So I see you as very open and inviting and receptive. And with this Ace of Cups we have the Star. So wow, pile 1, this is all about hope and healing and intuition and harboring this message of hope and truth and love and healing and acceptance and unity. And you could definitely be an Aquarius here, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I see seeing Jupiter here as well, so that's all about expansion and new ideas and stepping outside the box. Like with the Star and the Judgment, the Star is ruled by, Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus is about expansion, new ideas, networking, global communication, and unity consciousness. And Judgment is about like harboring this message, very awakened group, I feel, and it looks like he's solid and firm in this, in like the 5D realm. Like, you are very spiritual, and you could be very much into mysticism and the occult, and using different tools to attune to your higher self. And I feel like other people see you as someone who has a really strong sense of who they are, and you aren't afraid to be yourself and speak your truth. And it's like, I feel like by you being yourself, you inspire others to be more their selves. So this is awesome so far, pile number 1. We have some beautiful messages coming in. Let's see why the 6 of Pentacles is here. We have the 9 of Water, and that's the wish card. That's about tuning in, and it's a blessed, this is all about blessings and wishes and dreams being fulfilled, and taking that leap of faith and knowing that your wishes can come true. And paired with this 6 of Pentacles, equal energy exchange and balancing your resources, I feel like you're able to make your dreams come true because you're really good at juggling what needs to be done in your life, and committing to and cultivating energy toward your higher pursuits and higher calling, especially in the realm of creativity and just your purpose in life. I see you as someone who is very much a go-getter and tunes into their deeper wishes and dreams, and sets out their sights to make this happen based on the resources that they have. And the 3 of Pentacles, let's see why this 3 of Pentacles is here, which is all about working together. You could be part of an art collective, or you could be, this is about being a team player and working together with other people for a higher vision. It's about collaboration and sharing resources. And we have this 3 of Pentacles clarified by the Air Queen, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, as well as the 8 of Air, which the 8 of Air is about feeling bound and So this Air Queen knows who she is, and she cuts to the truth of matters, and she is very honest and tapped into this higher sense of knowing. And there's a bird in this picture and a feather as well, so you could be very tapped into, you could be very resonating with birds, or I feel like this pile, you're able to kind of see this higher perspective, I feel, where you step outside of the small me ego mentality, and you're able to live your life in a way where you're tapped into the greater aspects of yourself. And I see that you are really discerning and able to, I very much feel like you're a truth bringer, and there's a lot of, it seems like there's communication, lots of communication elements in your spread here. And it seems like you really think before you speak, and that you don't really like to talk. I mean, it seems like what you say is very intentional, and I see you having a lot of ideas and new insights that that is beneficial and adds value to to how you work together with others. But I see that part of you also likes to be alone and to be in your own space, and that's important for you. I feel like this group could be introverted or it could be an ambivert, because I do see these elements of expansion and working together with others and really kind of being in the public eye, but at the same time I'm picking up this energy where you also need time alone to recharge and recalibrate. And let's find out why this Two of Cups is here, this union, this inner or outer union. I'm getting here that you have a really stable relationship, either with yourself or with a beloved, that is rooted in this spiritual unity. And this Two of Cups is clarified by Earth Princess. So the Earth Princess, this is the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Earth. And this energy is about creating a new idea, and it's about achieving something in this earthly realm. Could be, so it looks like you have this unity with someone, and it's a very sweet and loving and nurturing energy. And it even could just be the way that you treat yourself. I see that you're very patient and kind and open and receptive and very much tapped in, I feel, to your male and female counterparts within yourself. So it's that divine balance between taking action with the masculine and having that drive and commitment and sense of willpower and motivation, but at the same time you're very, very tapped into your feminine aspect, which is about your intuition and your internal process and learning from your emotions and being really tapped in and accepting of all of your emotions. And I am for some reason I'm picking up on some lunar energy with this group, so you could have a strong connection with the moon, or possibly it would be beneficial to maybe learn more about the moon and about the phases and how you can utilize those for the betterment of your own soul's evolution. And let's find out why this High Priestess is here. This lunar energy, which is all about hidden secrets and higher knowledge. And we have the Ace of Earth. The Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles. So that's about starting something new, and it's almost like the seed that starts to sprout. And so I feel like maybe you are learning how to cultivate more of this process of tapping into your feminine aspect. It could be a little bit new for you, but I do feel that others see you already as someone who is very patient and kind and receptive. And let's pull a few oracle cards here. So how is group number 1 perceived? I call upon the divine. Please Tarot, please universe, give me some more insight about how group 1 is perceived by others. Show me, how is group number 1 perceived by others? And we have Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. So, this is very much tied into this High Priestess star card, where people view you as nurturing, and I'm getting a strong sense of this animal energy, so you could like to surround yourself with animals. And I see you as someone who is gentle and lighthearted, and see more birds here, and I see this deer here as well. So you could have a very gentle and feminine quality about you that's very attractive, that helps people to feel safe and seen. And you look like someone who is a very good listener as well, and someone who, I'm picking up that you may be a night owl, and you may get a lot of creative inspiration at night. And nighttime is often a time where, the world around us is very slowed down and kind of more quiet, and so we're able to really get into that intuitive space where we can tap into our own soul and direction. And at the bottom here I have the Earth Mother. It says, feel loved and comforted. So I definitely feel like you are tapped into the elementals, and I get this very magical energy that you are able to use the resources around you to nurture yourself and those around you, and someone who cares for others like in a deep and meaningful way, and that the bonds you create are very deep and meaningful, and you really weigh, like in getting in relationships with people, whether friends or romantic, or how you treat and view your family, you're very intentional about it, I feel, and you are able to balance your time and energy and resources well to make sure that those around you feel very loved and validated, heard and seen. And I'm picking up a bit of this wounded warrior energy about you too, where I feel like you've been through a lot, and that's why you are such a good friend. I'm really picking that up for this group, and you take care to let those around you know how much you care for them. So I think that's all the messages I have for you, Pile 1. I just want to pull one last Angel Oracle card here. Let's find out any last messages for how pile number 1 is perceived by others. Let's see. And we have the Three of Cups, which is all about celebration, play, being lighthearted and carefree. And we have the Justice card. Fair and just decisions, doing what you know is right, and standing up for your beliefs. So I got earlier that you are very opinionated and strong-willed, and you could also be a Libra here. And so, yeah, like I was saying earlier, you balance the scales in your relationships, and I feel like you are very good at navigating a strong sense of give and take where it's needed, and you're very carefree. Your energy is very infectious, and people find you very interesting and are attracted to the vibe that you exude, because you are so tapped into this broader sense of yourself, and you're able to show up in a vulnerable way and be really raw and real and true, and that makes others feel safe in sharing things with you and cultivating this beautiful reciprocal relationship. So, that's so beautiful to see, pile 1. And so that is I think those are all the messages I have for you. I do hope this was helpful. Please note this is a general reading, so not all the messages may have resonated. So just take what you feel resonated and leave the rest. And thank you so much for tuning in here. If you found this video helpful, I would love if you give this video a like, and you can subscribe if you'd like to see more pick a card tarot readings, or or any other readings about mysticism or the occult or astrology. And I do hope to see you next time. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are, and I wish you all the best. So, moving on to my beautiful pile number 2. So with pile number 2, we have this lapis lazuli crystal sphere. And let's find out pile number 2. Let's find out how others perceive you. So right away we have the Four of Wands. We have Eight of Swords. We have Wheel of Fortune. We have Prince of Swords. We have the World. And the Prince of Wands. And I'm just going to ring my little bell here to clear the energy. And calling upon my guides, angels, my ancestors, my higher self, all the source energy to help allow this transmission to be clear, accurate, and let's find out what you need to know about how others perceive you. So pile number 2, what I'm getting here is that you could be someone who, you could be someone who's more introverted, but who's also very tapped into their divine nature. Someone who is very expansive. And when I was meditating on your pile, I got that others perceive you as someone who is interesting and someone who is able to see through this lens of a higher perspective. And especially with the World and the Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like you're really tapped into the cosmic energies, you're tapped into your higher self, and I feel like you're an old soul for sure, and you're someone who knows that there is more to this reality than what meets the eye. You have a strong sense of intuition and a magical way of thinking about things, and I think that you are able to, what people like about you is that you're able to allow them to see things from a new perspective in a way that is outside the box, or in a way that is very healing and in a way that's very healing. I'm also picking up too that you could be a little bit blunt and maybe harsh maybe with the way you interact with people, so just keep that in mind. I'm picking up on a little bit of energy with the Knight of Swords where you kind of maybe say things without thinking, and that could maybe hurt those around you. So just be mindful about the way you word things and about the way you deliver your messages and ideas, because this energy could be taken as kind of this blunt, cold, and maybe harsh energy. You could be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. I'm also picking up on some fire energy. So you could also be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And I view you, let's see, how others view you is also someone who reaps what they sow. So I think you're really mindful about how your actions reverberate and affect those around you. So, but I'm also picking up on maybe that sometimes, okay, this is what I'm seeing here. Sometimes you may blindly say things or blindly do things out of your desires, and that karma could come back and like give you a little bit of a lesson here if you are a little bit too impulsive or reckless, or you know, say things that really hurt someone. That could maybe come back to haunt you. So I feel like it's important to just be mindful of what you think, what you say, and what you do. And I do see you tapped into this higher nature of yourself, but there is a little bit of this energy where I see you feeling a little bit maybe like you're not seeing maybe how your actions can deeply affect other people. But I'm also picking up that you are tapped into that higher healing, and others enjoy being around you because you are deeply committed to your own healing, your own spiritual evolution, and that you inspire others to heal and nurture themselves. So let's pull a few clarifiers. Let's find out why this Four of Wands is here. We have the Wheel of Fortune again. So that's about karma, destiny, past lives, learning a lesson. It's about blessings. You could be a Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Leo. And what I'm getting here is that you could be very much a healer. You could have natural healing abilities. You could be drawn toward making a career being a healer. And I see that it's very much your destiny to commit to your own healing, whether that's professionally or just within yourself through your daily practices. And I see that you're very good at awakening this sense of healing within others naturally, because you're so committed to your healing that it's very contagious, and you really exude your light in a way that inspires others to do the same. So let's find out why this Prince of Swords is here, this Knight of Swords. Someone who comes up with a lot of creative ideas. And let's see, so we have Judgment here. So I feel like this is saying that sometimes your truth is maybe a little bit loud. I feel like you are really bold in how you go about saying things. You could be a musician. You could, I feel like too though, on the opposite spectrum of, you know, maybe being a little bit blunt or cold, or just delivering the truth maybe without much tact or thinking. I also feel like you're really good at communicating your ideas and transmitting this higher knowledge that you found within yourself. And I feel like you help to awaken people. You help to harbor this awakening, and I think that people view you as someone who really likes to talk about spiritual ideas and what comes along with that. And let's find out why this Eight of Swords is here, this energy where you're a bit blind or bound or feeling a little bit trapped, and maybe definitely in your own head. This is someone who is dealing with anxieties and feeling like it's hard to find this direction to go in. And with the Eight of Swords, we have the Magician. So the Magician, he utilizes all his resources to create positive shifts and changes in his life. And with this Eight of Swords, I feel like it may be a bit difficult for you sometimes to take action toward really realizing your higher visions and truths. I'm also getting that possibly delving into your own higher dimensional nature will help you to get out of this energy of feeling stuck and possibly misunderstood as well. I feel like you may deal with some element of feeling misunderstood, but you are very tapped into your own power as a powerful creator and manifester. So I feel like there's a bit of this dichotomy between being tapped into your cosmic sense of self, but then taking action in alignment with that to make positive shifts in your life. And it has to do, I feel, with this wheel of karma and learning the lessons and integrating any past life or ancestral lessons that need to be understood and healed. And the world, let's find out why the world is here. We have the Four of Water and the Three of Fire. And the Four of Water has to do with not seeing the blessings that are right in front of you and kind of dwelling on what it is that you see there and not taking into account that there is other possibilities. And the Three of Fire is about seeing little trinkles of your manifestation coming into fruition. So with the world here, I feel like, I feel like this pile, you may get bored easily, and you may sometimes focus on what isn't working, and but I do see that you have a very powerful vision, and you feel very connected. You feel this sense of interconnectedness with within yourself, with the world at large, and with those around you. And let's see why this Wheel of Fortune is here. This Wheel of Fortune, this Wheel of Karma and lessons and all the emotions in this 3D realm. Why is this Wheel of Fortune here? Why is this wheel here? I'm seeing the sun in the middle of this Wheel of Fortune and also the Flower of Life, so I feel like you're someone who really lights up and illuminates people's lives in a positive way, and that I'm seeing that something about sigils and symbols, you could have a strong connection with sigils and symbols and using them as portals or gateways to tap into higher energies and perspectives. And I see this Pluto energy here too, which is all about transformation and regeneration, death and rebirth. So I feel like you're a very adaptable person. You're someone who is able to see what isn't working. This is what I see, especially with this Eight of Swords and the Magician. I feel like you're someone who's able to see what isn't working and make positive changes in your lives using the elements and using the higher powers in a constructive way to add, to get more in alignment in your circumstances in the external. And this Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Ten of Wands here. So that's about a cycle completed. That's about forging forward with all these ideas and visions and things that you've manifested. And so I feel like this pile, you may be going through a lot of change and transition is what I see here too. I think that other people see that you may have been going through a lot recently, and you may have been carrying a lot of wands on your back and forging ahead and just keeping on, keeping on. And I see that things are going to change for you and feel a lot lighter in the coming time. Okay. And then let's find out why this Prince of Wands, this Knight of Wands energy, you could be a Leo. I'm picking up on this really also warm and lighthearted energy about you. You're very courageous and confident. And I see that you're also very patient and loving and kind. And you exude this strong sense. You really, I feel, live from the heart, it looks like. And I'm picking up that you have really soft, kind eyes as well. And you have this warm, loving, glowing energy about you. And clarified, this Prince of Wands is clarified by the Earth Princess, the Page of Pentacles. And that is someone who enjoys the earthly realm and lavishing and relishing in the earthly pleasures of life. Someone who knows what they want and goes for it, and someone who uses their will to enjoy more of life. And let's see, I also see you as someone very nurturing and who is able to grow and cultivate the relationships that you have in your life. And let's pull a few oracle cards here for some more messages for my pile number 2 here. Let's find out how others, any last messages for how others perceive pile number 2. Calling upon my guides, calling upon the divine, call upon the God source. Any last messages for pile number 2 to assist them in their journey? Please shed light and illuminate how others perceive pile number 2. We have Guardian Angel, you are not alone. So this goes really well with these cards of cosmic unity and completion, and being very tapped into your angels and guides, and someone who is able to see things from a higher perspective, like I got when meditating on your pile. So I think this pile has very celestial, ethereal energy where people pick up that you're very tapped into your guides and you're tapped into that unity consciousness. And lastly, we have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. And that goes really well with this Prince of Wands, which is this very heart-centered healing energy, as well as the Four of Wands. Very passionate, fiery energy. I definitely see you as someone who lives an inspired life. An inspired life centered around healing and being tapped into your own divinity. So let's find one last message for pile number 2 from this Angel Oracle deck. Any last messages for pile number 2 about how they're perceived? We have the 5 of Fire. This is competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. So I do feel that it's important to speak before you think, before you speak. I think that speaking before you think can maybe get you into a little bit of trouble with this 5 of Fire, where you're kind of in conflict and experiencing some drama with others. So try and cultivate some clarity within yourself about how you're using your mind to express yourself and how your actions affect those around you. And at the bottom of the deck we have Unity, Archangel Sandalphon. This is about traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, and seeking out mentors and like-minded friends. And I believe this is the Hierophant or the High Priest in the traditional tarot. So this is about higher knowledge and study and reading books and discovering new information and mentors to assist you on your spiritual path. So those were your messages, pile number 2. I do hope this resonated. If it did, I would love if you could give me a like, and you can subscribe to see more tarot videos in the future. And I wish you all the blessed on your journey and your voyage. And this is very beautiful energy I'm picking up on, so I honor you in your process and I wish you well. So we are moving on here to pile number 3. Let's find out, pile number 3, how you are viewed by those around you. Let's find out. We're going to delve in here. We're going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. And let's find out how you're perceived, pile number 3. I'm going to give you so the pile number 3 with this Amazonite crystal. Pile number 3, Amazonite. Let's find out, pile number 3, how people view you. We first off have the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, the Star. One of the other groups got the Star as well. We have the 4 of Swords. And lastly, we have Strength. So, pile number 3, how do others view you? How are you perceived by those around you? I see you as, okay, well, when I was meditating on your pile, I got that you are very brave and honest, and I am definitely seeing that in this Strength here. That is definitely some courage and bravery, and it's about taming the beast, the inner beast within. We all have this ego and sense of separateness, and I feel like you're really good at sitting with that and illuminating the ways in which you limit yourself. And I do see that you are also incredibly kind-hearted, and you have this really nurturing, soft energy about you where people feel comfortable going to you for advice, and I see you as someone who, you could be a Leo or a fire sign. You could also be an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. And I see you as someone who is also very independent, and you're independent, you're practical, I'm getting a lot of solitary energy here as well. You could be very introverted and someone who likes to do things alone. You could find a lot of solace in doing things alone. And I also am seeing that you're tapped into your subconscious and you're really aware of this sense of higher healing and peace within yourself. And I'm seeing this woman, she's blue, and so that could have to do with like a past life. Maybe you resonate with the color blue as far as your skin color. And I see someone who is very open in terms of their crown and third eye for getting messages and receiving downloads from the higher source. And I see you as someone who is a light bringer. I see you as a bridge between worlds. You're able to really channel these creative messages and ideas in a way that people can receive them. And you're very much this light bringer for humanity is what I'm getting. And I see you as someone who values taking time to rest and recharge and meditate and work on your own healing, and you're very committed to your own healing. And I feel like you're not too social. I feel like you are really good at prioritizing what to invest your energy in. And with this Ten of Wands energy, I feel like you may be the type to take on a lot of responsibilities and have your energy spread into a lot of projects, and that sometimes I feel that could be a little bit burdensome for you and make you feel like you've taken on a bit too much, you've bitten off more than you can chew. And so I'm getting here that it's important to take time to rest and recharge and really assess and evaluate what is worthy of your time, energy, and investments. But I do feel like you are good at prioritizing that because we have the Nine of Pentacles here with this very independent energy of someone who knows how to take care of themselves and do things on their own. And it's like you know how to do you and have fun doing it. And I feel like you have this contagious energy about you because you're so tapped into who you are and you're not afraid to show who you are. But you also like to keep your distance and privacy. And you really, I almost am getting this energy that this group wants to live like in the middle of the forest, in the woods, and you would be totally content just like doing you and spending your energy in your own creative pursuits. And I do see that this energy, this group, you probably have like, you're probably really mindful about your space and your energy and being really mindful and intuitive about creating the sacred space for yourself wherever you go or in your own home. And I see you as very content. I see you as content with where you are and like you have everything you need. But I do see this Five of Pentacles energy, which is this lack mentality, fear and separation, and like there's not enough resources. But with the Ten of Wands right here and the Strength card here, I feel like you're good at let's see. I think you're good at putting down the wands in a sense of what isn't serving you and what isn't serving your highest good. And I think you're good at spotting the resources and seeing things from a different perspective when you find yourself in this limited mindset. And that you're good at intuitively coming to know how to navigate those times when you feel limited or small or like things aren't going your way. You're good at sitting with that and learning from it and seeing how you can best navigate that energy by finding this place of surrender to your own ego. And let's pull some clarifiers to find out why this Nine of Pentacles is here. This independent energy of someone who just, you do you, and you are able to really have fun with yourself. And I see you as someone who takes yourself out onto dates and is fiercely independent. You could be very much a rebel as well, and someone who has a lot of creative ideas, and also too, because I was picking up on that introverted energy, but I also feel like you're also very popular and able to network with people really well. You could maybe just have a lot of acquaintances and just a handful of really close friends. And it looks like you really like to keep your circle small because, as we keep our circle small, I just feel like you're very discerning about who you let into your life and what sort of value those people will add to your life. And this Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Air and the Air Prince, which is the Knight of Swords and the Four of Swords. And this is the second Four of Swords we have here. So this is that energy about healing, retreat, contemplation, taking time to soul search. And this Knight of Air, so this usually depicts a knight on a horse with a sword. So this is someone who maybe says things without thinking. Could be someone who has a lot of ideas and visions and who just kind of runs wildly with their ideas. So I see you as someone who likes to be alone, likes to meditate and take time to recharge, but I also see you as someone who needs that time of social interaction and who is very good at bouncing ideas off of other people. Getting strong air energy here, so could be I'm getting a Gemini here. Could also be an Aquarius with this Star card. And let's find out why the Star is here. This Star who harbors this message of hope and truth, and who is tapped into maybe you're very tapped into your dreams, and you could be a very vivid dreamer or lucid dreamer. And what I have to clarify that is the Seven of Water. So yeah, I feel some very dreamy energy with this group. I feel like you like to sleep and dream, and you're very romantic at heart, and you could come off as someone who maybe has a lot of fantasies and a lot of ideas, and you have a lot of options I see here too. So I feel like people view you as this beam of light who a lot of people I feel want to pursue you. And I also feel like you may not realize how many options you actually have in terms of any love interests or new relationships and opportunities. And to just know that the more you are yourself, the more you'll light up your own soul and your own vessel with your unique energy signature, and then that is very healing. And I'm getting this energy that to just come as you are. I feel like people see you as someone who maybe below the surface, I feel you desire to come off in a way that is really raw, authentic, and true. And I'm getting that sometimes it might be hard for you to really bear it all and just come as you are and feel worthy and good enough. But knowing that others view you as someone who is very likable and interesting and very inspiring, I'm seeing here. And someone who's very honest as well, because when you're tapped into your own intuition and your subconscious, that takes some element of vulnerability and being able to actually sit with and see your shadow side and your ego. And that takes an element of bravery, and I'm seeing you as someone who who is learning to do that, or who is very good at doing that. I feel like you're good at doing that. Now let's find out why this Ten of Wands is here. This Ten of Wands about, carrying more than you can handle, and it's also the end of this period of feeling like you're having to juggle a lot and could have been under a lot of maybe stress, or I think that people see you as someone who invests a lot of energy in a lot of different projects. You could have multiple jobs and really have a lot of different interests that you like to cultivate more energy into. And that's clarified by the Three of Water. So that's all about celebration, being more lighthearted and carefree, having fun. This is about reunion and spending time with others. It's also a very feminine energy. So with the Ten of Wands, I feel like you're coming out of this period where you were feeling overwhelmed, and you're becoming more lighthearted about things and realizing that you have a lot of reasons to celebrate. And it's also this energy where maybe sometimes you really like to keep to yourself a lot, but knowing that it's really good for your mental health to actually go out and socialize. And let's find out why this Four of Swords is here. Four of Swords. Why is this Four of Swords here? This energy of quiet contemplation, meditation, taking time to rest, taking time for yourself to recharge. This is about, getting enough sleep. Let's find out why this Four of Swords is here. Spirit, please show me clearly. Why is this Four of Swords energy here for pile number 3 and how others perceive them? The Four of Swords. Why is this Four of Swords energy here? We have the Water King and Strength again. So we have the second Strength here and the Water King. So, So with this Four of Swords, with the Strength and the Water King, I'm getting that you're someone who's really intuitive. You could be very sensitive to energy, and maybe that's why you like to kind of keep to yourself and lay low. And I'm also getting that this group doesn't really like to be in the spotlight. I feel like you like to kind of be more behind the scenes, and you feel more comfortable when I feel like you really like to be seen in the best light, and that you don't really like to go out or socialize when you're not really truly feeling it, which is a very good rule of thumb to protect your energy and really only, socialize when you feel called to. But I see you as someone who is really able to sit with their emotions, and you have a lot of patience about you is what I'm feeling for this group. You're very patient and receptive and open to new perspectives, ideas, and you're also very creative. It's what I'm getting. And we'll find out why this Five of Pentacles is here. This energy of separation and feeling like there's not enough resources and like you're kind of left out in the cold. And I feel like maybe this group, you should be maybe a little bit mindful about isolating yourself too much, because you could feel a little bit disconnected in that way. And with this Five of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess and beginning or death. Oh wait, sorry, beginning is not death, beginning is the Fool. So what I'm getting is that it's almost like taking this leap of faith and finding this more carefree attitude by tapping into your own intuition and tapping into this deeper level and sense of knowing within yourself to navigate these any difficult times or transitions in your life. I feel like you're someone who's very good at adapting to change, and someone who is very settled within their own soul and who is able to come from this place of deep knowing that all is well amidst any change or transition. So I feel like you're really good at navigating the hardships in your life and helping others to see ways out. I feel like you're really good at giving advice and helping others to navigate any hardships they're going through, and you're really this truth bringer and beam of light who helps people to tap into a deeper part of themselves. You're like I feel like you help people tap into their own innate healing abilities. And let's find out why this strength card is here. This card of, this warm energy where you're very confident and charismatic as well. Let's find out why this strength card is here. We have the Ten of Air, and that's about anxieties, depression, having a lot of like mental static in your mind. And so I feel like you're really good at not only navigating your emotions, but also settling your mind and being the witness behind your thoughts. And I feel like you're really tapped in terms of meditation and being in that 0 point observer mode where you welcome whatever comes, but you have this strong sense of knowing within yourself that you're more than your thoughts, you're more than your emotions. And I'm picking up a lot of energy in terms of alchemy, spiritual alchemy. So I feel like you could be into alchemy, or alchemy could be an interest of yours. And let's find out some last messages for my pile number 3 here. Let's find out what any last messages that are meant for you to assist you on your journey in how others perceive you. Any last messages for how pile number 3 is perceived here? Please show me clearly. I call upon the divine. I call upon my guides. Please help me to illuminate how pile number 3 is perceived by others. How is pile number 3 perceived by those around them? Pile number 3, how is pile number 3 perceived by those around them? Please show me clearly, Spirit. Pile number 3, how are you perceived by your peers? Let's find out what last messages are meant for pile number 3 to assist them through their journey. So for you, pile number 3, we have Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. And one of the other piles got this as well. So yeah, you're really tapped into your intuition and sense of inner knowing, and you have this very gentle energy about you. I think people feel really comfortable and safe in your presence. And we also have the High Priestess here, which really amplifies this energy. This is about harnessing mystic power. And so, yeah, I'm getting this I think that you're really able to channel and act from your higher self. And that's really beautiful to see. So with that, let's finish it off with a Angel Oracle card here. So any last messages for pile number 3? Any last messages? And I'm picking up cat energy with you, pile number 3 as well, because I could see this Egyptian cat. So I feel like you are an old soul and someone who likes to socialize when they want to socialize and be alone when you want to be alone. And I think you really draw upon energy when you spend time alone with yourself or out in nature or with animals. And lastly, we have King of Fire. Focus, communicating with vision, and being a leader, as well as advice from someone creative. So I definitely feel like people go to you for your advice because you are very creative and you have this higher vision and you have this, you know, mystical knowledge, and you have this perspective that is valuable to those around you. So with that, pile number 3, at the bottom of this deck here we have Wise One. Grow within your current situation. So definitely picking up on some old soul energy. You could be also very tapped into your ancestors and guides as well. And one last thing I'm really getting here, pile number 3, is that you are very psychic, and everyone has natural psychic abilities, but I feel like you have the potential, or you're really advanced in your psychic abilities with this High Priestess star energy, and as well as that you got the High Priestess twice. And with this King of Fire, I think that you are very motivational and charismatic, and you have a clear sense of direction. So with that is your reading, pile number 3. I do hope it resonated. If you liked this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see future tarot videos, videos about astrology, etc., please be sure to subscribe and leave a comment if you feel so inclined. And I will see you next time. I wish you nothing but the blessed, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. So I do hope that you found some value in this video. My aim is to always be a clear guide and channel for whatever messages need to come through. And I hope this sheds some light and illumination on, you know, how you're perceived by your peers and by those around you. And there's beautiful energy in all of these groups. So with that, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are at, and blessings to one and all.